G'day everyone, it's Andrew from Craps Down Under here. Today I'm going to run through Jacob's 6, 7, 8 strategy again. On my last video we gave it a run and we had pretty large loss. It was about $2,500 loss. So based on the sort of target that Jacob's aiming for, around a $500 profit target, that kind of represents 5 wins that we would need to get back, 5 successful sessions in order to recover that particular losing session of $2,500. A little bit more than $2,500, but that just gets us back to even. So really you kind of need 6 winning sessions to kind of get you your $500 profit for every one that you lose. So I'm going to see if we can actually get 6 winning sessions before we get another loss. So I want to see how it goes. We did try to recover on my last video. We weren't able to really get there. But I do think from the lowest figure that we got to, like as our bankroll progressively went down, there was a point where we did actually make more than $500. We did get up a little bit further than that, but we weren't able to actually get right back to our starting bankroll. So I think when you're looking at recovering, you kind of probably need to think about, well, a $500 recovery is about all you should really be able to expect. If you get more than that, you're kind of starting to push it, because the original target is only to make $500. So if you get in a hole $500, trying to get back out $500, or trying to get back out $1,000, you're kind of now trying to do double double what your actual initial target was. If you're $2,500 in the hole, then you're trying to get 5 times what your original target was. So I can see how it gets progressively harder and harder and harder to climb out, just based on, we're aiming to just make a $500 target. So I'm going to see if we can get our 6 winning sessions to actually recover all of our debt and make our $500 profit. So if the strategy has resilience, we should be able to get 6 session wins. We may not get them all, but I want to see if it can get the wins and recover all of our losses. So that'll tell me, I guess, a little bit how resilient the strategy really is, and if that was just a crazy one-off bad session. So we're going to get started. I'm using a $4,000 bankroll, and I think that is actually sufficient. Given I don't really want to lose $4,000, and I think if you're paying $5,000, you probably wouldn't be going in to say, I'm going to lose $5K. You probably would give up somewhere around the mark that we gave up in my last video, which was down $2,500. So $300 don't. Let's get started. Let's see what we get. 8 came hard. All right, so this is where we put up basically 90 on the 6, 75 on the 5, and 30 on the field. Well, maybe I'll move that out the way there. And obviously the way this works, we will win 105 on these, and the net will be a $75 net win. So hopefully we can do that. Either way, whatever happens, as long as we don't hit this, we will make some money on the 7. There we go, we've got a 5, so that's going to pay 105, as you can see there. We're replacing that one. We'll rack it, and there's our 7. So this particular hand, we did well. Not only did we pick up the 300 here on the don't, take these little reds back. All right, right, there's 175. That makes us 200. That makes us 300. So basically 105 is what we get paid on the 7 in this particular configuration when we're on the 6 or the 8. So that's kind of nice. We're 105 plus the hit. We made 75. So that's 180 bucks. That's not bad. That's pretty nice. Off a very short shooter like that, they really didn't do much, and we're already 170, 180 bucks. Very, very nice. 6. So almost the same as the last time, just on the 6 this time. So put up our 3 on the 8, or $90. I kind of think of them as like 3 $30 units. And put one on the 130 bucks on the field, and here we go. Just don't roll that 6, 10. So that's kind of nice. You make 30 bucks. Now Jacob typically picks up a number. So maybe we could pick up the 9, just rack the 5. Got a yo. That's okay. We'll take it. These are kind of nice. What do we want to do with that one? We could rack this one. Let's try and get something. We could also pick up the 4, but we'll kind of balance rack and collect and see what we do. There's the 5. We'll take that. That's 75. We net out of that one. So I'm quite happy to just rack that, because if the 7 comes, we'll be this will be all profit that we've racked. That's another $75 winner. So maybe now I might pick up the 4. I could probably put more on the 9 if I really wanted to. Unfortunately, that's not the number we want. We don't want to see a 6, because that cost us 300 bucks. Actually 330, because we also lose the field. So that is kind of costly. So we do eat into our profit. So I'll put all that there. That's 200, 300. So that's what we're putting in. Now this is all off. We'll get the point set and see what we get. So we're on the 8, 628. I'll just shunt this over to there. I'll put our 30 bucks back in the field, and we'll continue from where we were. And we got a hard 10 down on the end. Fortunately, we're not yet on the 10, so maybe we can pick that up. Just rack the 5. Got the 5. We'll take that. That 5's been very kind to us. The shooter seems to like the 5. So again, I'm still kind of inclined to collect something there. I'm going to still get 2 units basically if paid out on the 9. I'm going to get 2 on the 10 and the 4. So I don't really see the point of pressing it up any further. I'm just going to kind of collect at this point. There's the 9. All right. So we do win 35 over there for the 9, and we win 30 on the field. So we could now press it up. It's paid for itself. So we'll press it up and collect. We've got a 3. So won't say no to that. Now we could press more. Just think it's worth racking at this point. We're getting further on in the hand. We've kind of done more than 5 rolls for this shooter. We should be expecting to see a 7. Whoops, now that was a 1. That was a 2, 1, 3. It was ace deuce. I'm sorry, I've rolled that with my stick. So I don't work in a casino. I'm very unskilled at this. So we'll see what we get next. 5 again. Loving that 5. That's been very kind to us. This session has been very, very good. We've just only got knocked off 1 of our points. But right now, I think we've actually pushed it far enough. When I actually think about where we are in the hand, I know we've got a don't bet out there giving us cover. And I do accept that that's there. And if this goes on for another 20 rolls, then we might be just standing on the sidelines. But you know what? I'd actually rather have all of this action back in my rack, because I don't think we're going to get enough hits to cover all of that. And here's the thing. If I put all that back in my rack, that's 500 bucks there. So that's covered my loss, my $300 loss. I've actually got that covered. and now I'm just going to roll for the 7. And, you know, even if I get knocked off, yes, I've had one $300 loss, and, you know, that would make another one, so it'd be more than the 500 I've got here. But I'm willing to roll for the 7 at this point and just take whatever happens. There's a 4. So potentially we gave up, what was it, 30 plus 50, so we gave up a little bit there. 9, we gave up another about the same. 5, so this is a long roll. There's a 7. So even though 1, 2, 3 hits, I still think we did the right thing pulling down all our action, because I don't think we would have made the amount that we had up on the felt. Because remember, we had 90 plus 75 plus 50 here plus 50 here plus 30 there. So I don't think we made that much in win. So I think we did the right thing to pull our action down and just shoot for the 7. And I'm pretty happy with that. So that's basically the 300 that we lost, plus we've made our 500 back here. Now if I take all this back, we may have actually locked up a session win. So I'm just gonna color this all up, because we may have actually already got there. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so well and truly there. Take all these back. All right, so let me see, I've got 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and that gets me back to 4,000 there. So there's my 4,000, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. We need 4 blacks, plus 600 is 4,000. This is profit. So well and truly, we made our profit target. So that session's a win. We've locked it up. So what have we locked up? 200. Pretty nice win. So you can't argue with that. That's a nice win. So we chalk that one up. So that's 300, 400, 500, 650. So that brings our debt to basically 1,900. So we've only got 1,900 from our previous loss to recover, because our loss was actually 2,550 something. So I'm going to say close enough. That gets us to 1,900 left that we need to make up. So I'm going to take this all back, plus a little bit there, 65. So pretty nice, 65. It's close enough to the, whatever it was, 25.50 something that we'd lost in our last session. So 1,900 left to go. So we recovered a good chunk already. So let's hope that this stays with us and we continue to recover. Got a 6. So this is basically a new session. We're starting a new session. The other sessions, that was chalked up as a win. So, and I actually think it's really important to segment your play and think in terms of sessions and $500 targets. So there we go, same standard play, 30 here, 90 here, 75 here. And we're going to make money for 7 comes. Hopefully we get some hits before the 7 and then the 7 shows. So what we're really hoping in this configuration is get a couple of hits, 1, 2, any hits is fine. In fact, no hits is fine, but obviously we took a $300 risk on the come out, and we're taking a risk that we don't hit the 6. So given the risk is $300, I kind of want my return to be about that, right? I want a $300 return for a $300 risk. So when I see that we're not getting kind of around that number, I kind of go, you know, it's not optimal. Because a $300 risk should get a $300 return. Given it's basically 50-50. It's actually less, it's about 48% to 52 against us. So we should be actually getting more than more than our money back. We should be making 320 or something. All right, 3, we get paid. Let's pick up the 9, rack 5. Got the 4. We're not on the 4 yet, we just pick up this one. Again, we'll pick up the 4, rack the 5. Got the 10, so it's hitting everything, it's not repeating anything. And that might be a good thing, because if it doesn't repeat, we won't get the 6. Let's pick up the 10. All right, so now we've got these pressed up, we're hoping we can collect something and we don't lose all our profits. So far, these pressed up bets haven't earned their rent, but this one now has earned its rent. We are going to net 75. We'll rack that. There's the 9. So again, we're at 35 here and 30 for the field. That's quite all right. Now we can press it. If we really want to press it. It is an inside, so maybe it's worth pressing the inside one. But that's about, I think, all the pressing I'll do. Unless we keep going and rolling and rolling. But that's a nice gift when we get double in the bubble. We'll take it. We'll take it. Now I could press our 10 up, but you know what? I'm relatively conservative player, and I'm kind of expecting a 7 to be round the corner, and I don't like to be kissing goodbye to my profits, which help sustain me against these losses on the don't, because you are going to get them. So you need to make sure you're racking as much as you can. Got a 5, so that's a good one. And I know Jacob just recently did one on roll count or hit count, and I do subscribe to the idea of roll count. So I'm aware of, you know, we are fairly deep into the shooter's hand at this point. We're way past 5 rolls, and once you get past that, the probability of the hand continuing is diminishing every single roll, right? It's not that the 7's more due, it's just that the more times you roll, the more chances of rolling a 7 you are basically getting. So I am aware that we are fairly deep, and based on all the probabilities and averages and statistics, it now is about the right time to be pulling down our action. So it depends how greedy you get. So if I roll one more, there's a good chance I'm probably going to kiss goodbye to my money, but if we get a hit, then it's a great thing. We've got aces, so that's pretty nice. We've had that twice this hand. I can't complain. It's a shame they're not coming on the come out, but that's fine. We're on the field. It works for us. So that's look, this is just going perfectly. Well, let's just keep going with it. Let's just keep going with it. Oh, midnight, another double. So that's 3 doubles in the bubble we've had this for this shooter. Like it's pretty nice. So it just shows I don't always roll terrible. I don't always roll horrible rolls. We're doing really well with this strategy today. We're doing phenomenally well. And that 5 again, that 5 just keeps hitting. So far, I don't think the 8 has earned its rent yet. It hasn't paid us anything. But that 5 certainly has. I am now going, well, I think I've milked about all I'm going to milk. So I kind of am at that point now where I'll go, look, I've played extended play. Quite happy to take this down because I can see that I've locked up basically my profit, another session profit. And I think you kind of need to keep an eye on where you're at. If you're not doing that, you miss the opportunity to lock up your $500 win. And by doing that, by taking my action down, I might miss out on something. You know, I might miss out, but I'm guaranteed that I've made my 500 bucks here. Now the question is do I want to run the risk and go for the 7 play? I actually don't have to take that risk. I really don't have to take it. I can place against the 6 and make it a kind of a win-win situation. Or I can take the risk and go, well, okay, even if I lose that 300, I'm still 200 up, but I haven't locked in the win. So this is kind of what you got to think about. So given that that's the case, I might actually place, I'll just place the 300. I can't remember what the exact number you need to get you the $300 win. I'm not that good at doing the math in my head. So I'm just going to place it for the 300 on the 6. So regardless of what happens, I'm going to get my 300 back and I've locked up my session win. But I could get a little bit more if I do hit the 6. There's a 7. So unfortunately, thrown that away, but I get it here, right? So it comes back to me. Doesn't matter, I've locked up a session win. And that's all that matters. All right, that's all that matters. It could have been a bigger win, is if I'd have left it there. So, but the thing is, my guess was kind of right. Take my action down. That was the first right thing that I did. The second thing was, do I want to protect my don't? It turns out we didn't need to, but we saved a whole bunch of our action in our rack. And that's why we've now chalked up another session win. And it's quite a nice win. It's 500 bucks here. We've got, just making sure we've got the right number of blacks. Got 4 blacks, that's all we need. Those 2 racks are full, so that's our 4K. That's 5K there. That's 650, 60. So 660 off our 1900, right? So that's getting us down to 1240. So 1240 is all we need to make back to get back to 0 from what our previous loss was. So 1240 is our remaining loss. So far, we're showing that we are able to recover from that losing event. We're not out of the woods yet, but we're getting there. We really are getting there. Let's see how we go. Let's see if our luck prevails. Look, we're getting through the come-outs without incident. No, we've only been knocked off once, so it's really, really worked well for us. Now, we are on the 5, and as an observation, we've done really, really well on the 5 to date. So I hope the 5 doesn't show. And 30 in the field. Let's see how we go. There's an 8. We'll take it. That's 75. I'm actually just inclined to rack that. And I'll actually pick these ones up probably just from my field wins. There's a yo. All right. So I'll probably pick up the 9 from that one. Pop that there, just rack the 5. And oh no, it's a 6. Sorry, I was going to say, gosh, we got knocked off, but we didn't. There we go. 75, rack that. So that's great. We've racked 150, 160 bucks. And we're going to make about 100 what is it, about 100 and something, 105, somewhere around there. Maybe a little bit less because we're on the 5 this time, so we've got an extra 15. So it's about $95, somewhere around there, not 90 bucks. So we're going to make 90 bucks on a 7, and we've already racked 150. So it's not a bad place to be. We're close to being even to the risk that we've taken, and now we're well above it. We've actually made our 300, you know, as a net position, so long as we don't get knocked off. So this is all awesome. This strategy hasn't made a misstep this session. It's just been ideal. So what do we want to pick up here? Do we want to pick up the 4? Maybe we will. And that's the one we don't want. We got the 5. So that's kind of thrown away the profit that we got, unfortunately. We do lose that one. These are all off. We do get, oh no we don't, we lose our, it's a 5, we lose our field. So we now have to dig in, go back up, 300 bucks. And I come out 7. So tide just turned for us there. It's now started to hurt us. 2 back-to-back losses. That's kind of tough. We don't like to see that. That's 100, 200, 300. 300. Let's see how we go. Off the table. Oh, another come out 7. Gosh. All right, so that's hard. That kind of hurts. So I'm going to throw in one of those purples. Get back some blacks. The tide's really turned against us. This one shooter's just taken us for 900 bucks, just like that, which is a large chunk of what we've just won in those previous 2 sessions. So that kind of hurts. It shows you how quickly this can turn against you. Finally, we've set a point on the 6. Not the best point to be on, mind you. All right, so what I'll do, I'll move us over to the 5 and I'll continue maybe from where we left off. Now we could take this side action back if we want. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just keep it like that at the basic configuration. And see, we just avoid that 6. And what do we got there? We've got a 9. So we'll pay that out. Maybe I'll pick the 9 up. And back to back on the 9. That's why we press bets up, because we get repeaters. So don't be surprised when we get repeaters on the 7. It is the most likely number to roll. We press bets because we want repeaters, right? We want the number to repeat. So it happens for every number, you get repeats. All right, so we get paid there. Maybe I'll press it up the 25 and I'll rack the rest. Make a little bit more on the next one. Or instead of pressing this one up, we could maybe pick up the 10 and the 4. So there's a couple of options there. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just pick up the 10. We've got a yo. All right, so this one I'll pick up the 4. Oops. So pick up the 4, rack the 5. Just don't hit that 6. And we did. This shooter's now hurt us for 1,200 bucks. One shooter's done 1,200 bucks worth of damage. This is the volatility that I do see with this strategy. I do find that he's volatile. So again, another 300 down for this one shooter. So do we go out again? We do lose the field as well. Do we go up again? Well, we got one back. So it does happen. You get them back sometimes. Hopefully we don't give it back again. Hopefully we... oh, we can only hope, but no, we gave it back. I'll take this, because I know that's 300. 300 down. So this shooter's just been killing us. Oh, we got it back again. There we go. Crazy roll. There's our 300. We'll take it. Can we set a point? Now we're giving it back again. What is this? All right. Take this back. Go back up again. This is crazy. And we're on the 5. So unfortunately, after all of that, going backwards and forwards, giving it back, we ended up still being down and not being the head to 300. I need to put that to there. I do need to 4, 5. I'll get a green back. All right, so let's continue where we were left off. Now, I don't know what Jacob likes to do in this scenario, if he just starts back over again or he leaves up his pressed up action. I think it's... Look, the shooter's rolled a lot of 7s. They've rolled a bunch of come out aces as well. So potentially it's almost like a new shooter. So should we be starting over again, or should we leave what we've got up? I can't really say. I'm just going to leave it up, I guess, this time. And hopefully we get some hits before the 7. All right. So take that, press up the 9. This way, if we do get some inside hits, we'll do well. There's a 10, 6, 4, 10. So we do get paid well on this one. We pick up 30 on the field. We pick up 50, sorry, not 100. Pick up 50 for the 10. We do owe some vig, so I'll take this back and I'll get back 4 in change. So that's kind of nice. I'm kind of inclined at this point, I just need to organise my chips here, I've knocked a few over. I am inclined at this point to probably not press it anymore. I'll just take the hits that we've got. I've got things pressed up enough, I believe, and I'll just take whatever hits we can get. Got that yo. Alright, so the field's about the only thing I'd actually think about pressing up with, but I'll just collect it this time. And we got a 9, so that's a nice winner. Alright, because we do get paid 70. Get paid 70, and we get paid 30 on the field. So that's like $100 win. So next time that happens, if it happens, I'll just pay the $100. There's a 9, so we know what that is. That's $100, right? So I can probably take this back as a black. Put the greens over there. There's a 5. We don't want the 5. So we lose the field and we lose our don't bet. So this shooter's just destroying us. And it's the same shooter. This roll has been the monster roll. It has. It's been a monster roll. It's the same shooter. Keeps knocking us off. Keeps hitting points. Keeps getting come out 7s. It's the same shooter. Has been doing all this damage to us. So even when you get a monster roll, yes, the strategy can keep you in a monster roll, but this is kind of what can happen in a monster roll. This is a pretty nice roll. I need one more there. Alright, so 50, 100, what am I doing? Needed another 100. Right, so I've got my 200, 300. Again, we're getting down to that point where we're going to have to crack into another purple chip, because we've cleaned out our bankroll again. There's a number we do not want to see, and it's a yo. And in my last video, yes, we had come out losers from the 7, but we actually had no yos, not a single loss to the yo. So in this session, this is our first loss to the yo. The shooter has again cost us another 300. So I'm not sure what the total's about, 1,500 down for this shooter. It's a pretty long way down for one shooter, and it's a monster roll. Well, I'm going to call it's a monster roll for me, because I don't do long rolls. And this is a random roll, of course. So these are all off. We're still just trying to set a point here. We're on the 8. But this shooter keeps going. Their session keeps going. Right, so we need to move the 8, pick up the 5, take our 15 back. And, sorry, we need to get 25. We'll colour that up to a green. So 30 back in the field. I'm going to continue from where we left off. And we got the 9. All right, so we do okay. It's a $100 win. All right, net, we get 70 there, we get 30 there. So we rack $100. I'll take it. And a 9 again. So another $100. Even though these are nice wins, they don't make up. They don't make up for those losses we've sustained. 5. That's a $75 winner. Net winner. It's a $105 winner, but we net 75. And 3. So what do we want to do that? Do we want to rack that one? Or do we want to press up a number? I might just rack it. I'm expecting we've got to get a PSO pretty soon. There's the 4. Should have pressed the 4. Should have pressed it. But we get something there. We get 50 there. We pay $1 vig. I'll press that up. Rack it. Now we got the 4 repeated. Now that's the one we like. So that's going to win 100. We do owe a couple of dollars vig. And we win 30 on the field. That I'm going to pick up my 10, press it up to 50, and rack this 100. So that's done very well for us. We've done really well on those couple of hits there. On the 9 twice, back to back, we picked up 100 on the 4, so that kind of covers a don't. There we are, 3. So I kind of like using the field wins to press up our action. So maybe I'll press the 9 and just rack the 5. And there's our 7. So unfortunately, the party's over. So we did leave a fair bit up here. The shooter's run came to an end. So when I do the video, maybe I'll try and capture how many rolls they actually had. But it was a nice roll. But disastrous for us. You know, but being somewhere like 15, getting 1,500 down. Yes, we made a little bit back, but nowhere near 1,500. So basically $50 of pressed up winnings we hand back, but all of it come back mostly. Put that in there. So we're nowhere near getting back to purples. We've got a long way to fight back. And this is the thing, you know, we had two good sessions that gave us profit relatively quickly, and this is one as this session's just taken a nosedive, and now we're in the hole. And I'm hoping we can just get back to our 4K at this point. So If we do, then I'll call that a session win. I'll call it a session done. Not a win, but a session done, just to get back to even. We're on the 8, so fortunately no come out losers. Alright, there we go, 30 in the field. Let's just see how long we can get this one going for. Straight, bang, 7. So unfortunately, we took a $300 risk. Yes, we got all our action back, but that's not commensurate with the risk, which is my kind of point. We took a $300 risk, right? We're not getting it all, we're not getting really the profit for the risk we took. We made about 105, not 300. And a come out 7. They hurt. Those come out 7s, gosh, they hurt. Here we go, we dig in again. Another 300. We just hope we don't get 2 of them back to back. Got 10, that's a good one to be on apparently. Alright, so this is, we haven't really had one in this configuration this whole session. And we need to add some odds. There's 100, 200 in odds. Need to put the caps on here. And here we are, we're all set up. And don't want to hit the 10, we just want to get box numbers. There's a 4, perfect, $100 winner. We do owe a couple of dollars a vig, so I'll take a 5 and get back 3. We'll rack that. 8. Alright, so that's going to be a $70 winner. Now we could press if we want. I don't mind pressing these guys here. Certainly will press my 6 and 8 before I'll press the others. Unfortunately, yes, we're on the best number, but we didn't get a long enough hand to really generate that profit that we need to recover those frontside losses. We just haven't got that profit. And you kind of do need it. So we get $100 there. That's 4, and we get another 100 here. All right. So getting something back. I might take this one back and get a black. And same with this one, I'll get a black. So I got 3 blacks there sitting in case we do get knocked off. Just hope we don't. Let's go. What do we got? We've got a 9. Well, that's the first time we've been on the 9. We'll take it. Now Jacob normally adds 150 in odds when he's on the 9. And 2, 2, 2, 2. Now you don't have to do the outsides. I don't know if he always does the outsides. He kind of changes it up sometimes. So, but I'll just, maybe I'll just do 1 unit on the 4 and 10. Just keep them down a bit. So 125 on the 4 and 10, and I'll keep these others at 2 units. All right. There's a 10. That's a $50 winner. We do owe $1 vig. Whoops, just about to knock my chips over there. $1 vig. Maybe we'll press it up. And there's a 7. So Didn't get much for that. Not much for our troubles. But 1, 2, 3, 4. That pays our odds. There's 100. $200, $300. There we go. We've almost got ourselves back a purple. It's a little way to go. We might get a purple back. 8. We need to get it back. How many do we need to get back? 2 purples. So got a way to go yet. Doesn't mean we won't get there. We might prevail. At this point, I'm just hopeful to get back to our 4K bankroll. No, got the 8. So it's going to happen. 40% of points are going to be hit. That's just the reality. We lose the field, of course, and we lost this one. So just as we thought we were going to get up, we got hit. Let's see how we go. We're on the 9 this time. So let's readjust this. Couple there, couple here, couple here, and I'm just going to put 1 each on the 4 and 10, make the 7 more valuable. Got the 5, it's a $70 winner. Alright, maybe I'll press it. Now instead of pressing the 5, we could press the 6 and 8 on the theory that they're more likely to hit. That's the theory. The other theory is that if it's hit, then maybe that's just the numbers that are clumping at this point or clustering. So we hope to get repeaters on the numbers that hit. So there's two schools of thought there. So that wins us 50. We are $1 big. It's a $49 winner ultimately. So do I want to press? Do I want to collect? Maybe I could. Look, maybe I'll just press the 8. Press the side that it hit on. Maybe we'll get the 8. Oh, we got the 5. It's okay. It's a $70 winner. Sorry, no, not $70. It's a $105 winner. So we'll take that 100. And do I want to press anything? Maybe I'll press the 6. So that'll now generate 105 as well. If we get a couple of those, well, we got it. Awesome. Awesome. So 105. Let's just rack it. Rack the black. 7 out. So just as the party was starting, we're doing really, really well. But unfortunately, there's our 7. So we do lose a little bit of pressed up winnings. That's 100. That's 200. That's 300 there. So I didn't add the odds this time because we didn't really need to add the odds, given that I played the 4 and 10 a little bit lower. I was kind of a bit, I guess, being a little bit risk averse. So there's a 500. Now, do I want to try and get a purple back? It might be a bit premature, but let's see if we can. Let's see if we can hold on to a purple. That's one of them back. Still got a way to go. Worst thing happened, 7. So, absolutely not what we want. So it's like, you know, all that tooth and nail fighting to get back up, and then it just gets washed away so quickly. So there's another 300 bucks. And we're on the 6. 6 is the point. Alright, so put 90 on our 8, 75 on the 5, 30 on the field. Let's see if we can get some hits here. Got the 8, awesome. We'll take it, 75. And I think that goes right back into the rack there. I'll only use the fields to press up. 8 again. Now 75. Nine. All right. So that's a field winner. So get paid 30. Pick up the 9 for 25. Now we've got that 8 again. 75. Now one could argue we should have pressed it up by now, but if it's a short roll, you're leaving your profits on. Geez, that 8, it's hot. So, and here's the thing, right? You've just seen the 8 hit how many times? It's hit a lot of times, right, in this hand. Well, what happens when you get a 7 is more likely to hit than an 8? You can easily get 4, 5, 7s just like that on the come out, because we've just got that many hits on the 8, which is a less probable number than the 7. So that's what I'm showing is when you see clusters of 7s, that happens all the time when they're happening up here. You don't mind it then, right? But we seem to forget that clusters of 7s and repeaters of 7s are just as likely and more likely than a cluster and repeats on the 8s or the 6 or whatever the number happens to be. So, and that's how you can easily get beaten up 1, 2, 3. You know, oh, we rolled aces, then we rolled another 7, and then we rolled 12, then we rolled another 7. Right? You get that clumping, it happens, just as we've had clumping here on the 8. And there's the 7. So we didn't leave much profit we didn't leave any profit on the table other than that one. And we did okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 200. I'll get back a black, 300. In fact, I'll trade these in for blacks. 2 blacks. All right, let's see if we can hold on to this. Don't get some more profit. 4, that's a good one to be on. Alright, so in this configuration, put the 200 in odds. Get some reds. Try back and change. Alright, let's see what we can do. Got the 8. Came hard. $70 winner. So let's just press up our 6 and 8 this time. Let's try that. We're not racking anything really other than 10 bucks, but we're hoping to get a couple of repeaters there. We've got the 10. It's okay. Maybe we'll. So that's 100. In fact, what I'll do, paid as a black. I do need $2 vig, and I'm going to put that straight in our rack. 8 again. All right. So that's a nice one. That's a $100 winner. 105 actually, because we've got $90 on that. So again, I'm just going to rack the blacks. I'm not going to press up any further than that. 3 doesn't do anything for us. We want those on the come out. We don't want them in the middle of the game. And there's our parties finished already. So unfortunate. And that's why I don't like to press up too much. I'm happy to press up a couple of increments, but not too much, because this is what happens. The 7 comes and you kiss it all goodbye. There's the 100 there for our odds. There's 200 there, 300. So put that in our black. So we'll go back here. Let's see where we're at. Have we got enough for another purple? We may have it. 4, we might have it. Awesome. 5. So good, we can trade that in. Got a purple back. All right, so where are we at? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 3,500. Not quite. Let's just go. That's 100. So 3,600, 700, 800, 900, 4,000. So there's our 4,000 back. So we have got ourselves back to ground zero. We've got a little bit left over here, 25 bucks. So remember, we're still at around a 1,200. I think it was it $1,200 that we still needed to collect from our previous debt. We haven't quite got there yet because we got ourselves into a new hole. We've got ourselves out of the hole, and I'm going to call that equivalent to we've done a whole session because we got fairly well down in the hole, 1,500 or more in the hole. So I think we've fought our way back up $1,500. I'm kind of going to say, well, that's time to have a break now. We've got ourselves back to even, and I think I'll probably try and continue the recovery on another video, and don't want this one to drag out too long. So yeah, look out for my next video where we'll try and get ourselves back out of the rest of the way, which is around about 1,200 bucks if I've done the calculations right, and we'll try and get back. But in this session, we did see us get into a hole, and we did see ourselves recover and get back out of the hole. And we did have some adversity. We had quite a bit of adversity, but I wouldn't have wanted to see too much more adversity, because then we would have been right back into where that first video that I did got really down into a hole very quickly, you know. And one shooter costing us, you know, over 1,500 bucks. That was tough, and it was a beautifully long roll. I mean, it was a long roll. So when I before I put this up on YouTube, I'll try and calculate how many rolls they actually got, because I wasn't doing a roll count to track it. But yeah, I think it was probably around 20 rolls, something like that. But we'll see what it came to. So anyway, we have recovered some. We're not out of the hole, not out of the woods yet, but it does show that the strategy can recover, and hopefully we don't get too many of those holes and potholes along the way, and we were able to recover back that 1,200 and then get back into the profit again. So I'm going to keep rolling Jacob's strategy for a while, because I want to be fair to what he's doing. I'm not trying to show that it doesn't work or anything like that. I'm just showing these are some of the things I've seen when I've tried practicing it. So I'm actually just rolling this out to show you what I'm seeing and what I'm getting. And I am seeing it get down in the hole very quickly. And it does take some time to get out. So that to me is there's a little concern I have, is that how quickly it can go down, but how slow it can be to get back out. It doesn't get back out as fast as it goes down. And that to me is probably a weakness for me, because I'm taking a $300 risk. I'm putting 300 bucks risk. If I take that risk, I want to get the 300, either lose the 300 or I get 300 back for my risk. And often we're taking the risk many, many times, but we don't make the 300. And that to me is, when I look at it very plain and simple like that, on a 50-50 type bet, I'll risk 300, I either win 300 or I lose 300. And a lot of the time I'm losing 300, but I'm not winning 300. Yes, sometimes when we get things go just right, we might win more than 300. Of course that can happen. But a lot of the time we are not getting a commensurate win of 300 bucks for the $300 risk we've put up. So that's the way I'm looking at it. But you can get more than 300, not saying you can't. Of course you can, and we got more than 300 on a few of our shooters there. So anyway, I'll leave it there. Appreciate you watching, appreciate your comments, and I'll see you on my next video.